Big day for you today, Dudley. How many are we up to?
38.
All right.
38.
Wait, he's not counting or anything, right, Chad? Like,
I'm talking about presents. Dudley expects at least 36 presents this year.
38.
You're up to 38 presents.
We're up to 38.
And 38 years.
Oh,
and
my
38
goodness.
years. So 39 presents, I think. I think he gets his years plus.
Oh, yeah, you get a bonus one, right?
Well, Tim got you one.
Yes, he did. He got me a fantastic gift. A Donovan Mitchell rated rookie optic Gem Mint 10 PSA.
Yeah, I mean, I might not be able to grade another one a 10, so.
I think we could all say that's a safe bet.
So I am very appreciative. Yes, it is my birthday, and we're here broadcasting at Chad's house together.
Yeah.
It's the best gift of all. And there's no one else I'd rather be with than all of you.
Aww.
Let's get this sucker started.
There's an Adam. Oh, it's a 101.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pack to the Future. I'm your host, Ricky, a.k.a. Mr. eBay. And I am joined by my co-host and partner in crime, Dr. Chad.
Someone call for a doctor?
How you doing, Doc?
You really know how to use those fingers on that board.
I do my best. And we're joined, as always. He's got this big old microphone. I won't tell you what it looks like, but it makes him
big
sound
and black.
It makes him sound sexy as hell.
Oh, boy.
Dr. Tim.
Here we go, baby. Prepare to be even more underwhelmed.
Well, on today's show, we're going to get into a new segment, Gem or Junk. We're going to talk some new football product, as well as give a fantasy football league update. But first, Tim, we have a special guest this week.
We have Drew at Let Me Get That Podagraph.
Yeah.
Excited to have you on, Drew.
Welcome, Drew.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, man. Glad to be on. How you guys doing?
Doing real well.
Yeah, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking earlier about the National off air and just how you are not quite recovered. Chad is still not quite recovered mentally.
No.
And we just really wanted to hear both of your thoughts because now that you've had some time to unpack, yeah.
We really want to know what happened there.
Yeah.
Because something happened and no one's talking about it.
Uh-huh.
But it has upset a lot of people.
Well, I mean, it was crazy. It was one of the most insane things I've ever witnessed in this hobby. And I've been to a couple of nationals. My first one was in Cleveland a couple of years back. I guess 4 years back now. So gone to the last couple, and just even in comparison to the last one in Chicago 2 years ago, it was night and day. I mean, right from dealer setup. I mean, dealers were trying to get set up as fast as they could so they could go make deals with other people. I mean, it was as soon as those doors opened to unpack,
Just mayhem, huh?
It was just absolute hysteria.
Wow.
Because for perspective, the setup days were legit setup days the last time I was there. Like Wednesday was crickets, Thursday was still kind of quiet, but this year it just sounds like everybody hit the ground running.
Wednesday was chaos. Absolute chaos. Pristine Auction held an event before the doors opened, and I left that about half an hour early. And when I walked downstairs from that, still an hour before the doors opened, there was already a line all the way around the convention center.
Yeah.
And then once the doors opened, it was chaos. I've never seen a site like it. I don't even know what to compare it to, but it was definitely not crickets like you said that you saw in the past.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. It was, normally, at least the other nationals that I have to compare it to, Wednesday and Thursday were kind of that you eased your way into it. And then as the weekend came, the crowd started to come. The families started to come as it hit Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday would normally be a dead day. But, this year, like you said, right before Wednesday, lines were lined up. When it got to Thursday and VIPs could actually start to get in and everything, it was it was absolutely absurd. I've got video. I've got probably a day and a half worth of video footage and interviews and stuff that I did while I was there. And just the crowd just holding it up and looking at it and taking a side by side, which I'm doing as I'm putting a recap video together from 2 years ago in the same spot. It's mind blowing to see just the volume of people, the volume of product, the volume of singles. I mean, everything. It was incredible.
How much of that was just all this pent up rage and energy and excitement from the last year and a half from people?
Yeah. Plus the fact that the audience has grown, right?
Yeah.
People have gotten into cards through over the past year because of the COVID.
Yeah, because Drew, you're old school. Well, not old school. What am I trying to say?
Yeah.
You're like OG as far as the hobby goes, because
Sure.
I mean, you started your podcast like the year Ricky, Chad, and I really got back into the hobby. I mean, so you've got like a really good perspective for just how much the hobby has exploded in the last 5 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When Stu and I started the show, it was a show where we would literally have to think about topics to talk about because there wasn't daily news 5 years ago. There wasn't weekly news that anyone cared about. I mean, there was things going on, but nobody gave a shit. Pardon the language, but I mean, nobody cared whatsoever. So, I mean, we would constantly have to think up, okay, well, I guess we'll talk about redemptions. We'll discuss that. So, I mean, we used to really have to figure out topics, which nowadays you just keep your ear to the ground. And I mean, the news, I mean, every single week writes itself, but watching this growth and this explosion and it all lead up to this big event is definitely something it's been amazing to see. It's been wonderful to see. And the amount of new people there, Ricky, I think it was that was mentioning that, was phenomenal. When we did Hobby Hotline from the main stage, the amount of new people that had gathered to watch the show that were there, and just the amount of new people that I saw that were talking and that I talked to at the various booths that I was at throughout the week, working, just so many new people hitting their first national. I mean, it was definitely a lot of people really ready to get to a show. And I think a lot of people had booked doing this last year and were really ready to go because, it definitely wasn't window shopping like I saw a lot of people saying, but the money was flowing like crazy. It was not a museum.
One thing that I saw that took me aback a bit from other card shows seemed to be a large volume of younger collectors who had massive cases that would walk up to a booth and just put their entire case on someone's display case to trade or to try to sell. Is that something you've experienced in years past? Because to me, it really blew me away.
No, it was actually really odd for me to see that. And if you don't have those, I forget who makes them, the new plastic display cases, which are actually incredibly nice displays. I don't know who makes them. Sorry, guys. But those are phenomenal. But when you're right. I saw a ton of people take, we all have them, our nice slab cases and just slam them up on a glass display case holding a $50,000 card underneath it. And I'm like, whoa, okay. All right. There was definitely some carelessness going on, probably from the lack of sleep and the fatigue that probably set in for a lot of people. I know by Sunday, of course, that's when I had to do 2 main stage shows. I had no voice. If you watch those videos, you can hear me squeak like a 13-year-old a couple of times because I just had nothing. And I mean, it was a blast. I loved it.
A lot of people, the main gripe I heard was that some people felt that the window shopping aspect was a little discouraging because it seemed like a lot of the dealers had their sticker prices at comps were like 10-20% above comps. Did you see that?
Yeah, when it came to the dealers, I lumped them into 2 groups. If we're talking about, if you're moving them away from vintage and you're talking more about the modern stuff and like all of that, you either had the dealers that had their stuff reasonably like at comps or below, and then you had guys that were 10 times over. There really wasn't much in between. They were either exorbitantly priced, or they were pretty fair across the entire board. There were a couple of guys who had, I found quite a few tables. I know a lot of these guys now, and I've gotten to know a lot of them. So there's a lot of tables that I know to hit, and everything. But there were so many new ones this year that I didn't. But I also saw so much wiggle room on these prices. A lot of this, I got so many cards. I mean, this Bobby Witt here was marked up extremely high, over $1,000. I paid at like $250 for it. So they would haggle with you, but I don't think people really took the time, because I think they just looked at the price, assumed these guys just wanted a ton of money, and then walked away. When really, I think the dealer's aspect of it was, I'll put the high price tag on it, maybe it'll draw eyes, but at the same time, it pushed a lot of people away. So, I found a lot of great deals. There were a lot of wonderful tables. Shout out to Bel Air Sports Cards in particular. They had their singles were incredibly priced all weekend, and they kept flowing throughout the entire week, just kept restocking and restocking. But you could definitely find them, but there were definitely a lot of dealers there with a lot of cards that were out on display that I don't think they had any intention of selling, unless that holy grail guy came along that was going to pay whatever it cost.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they were making a ton anyway. I mean, if you ask any dealer at the show, they'll tell you it was their best national. They'd made this much by, whatever. I mean, a really good friend of mine, Alan, he had made $40,000 by Thursday. I mean, it's insane. So, I think a lot of those prices were just, they put them out there. I got from a lot of dealers, I don't really want to sell it, but it's out there. So, I think there was a lot of that going on.
There were many cases with the value of the case well over $1 million, just to illustrate that point. They were everywhere. And then again, to your other point, we all carry around our own comp tool in our phones, whether it's eBay or Card Ladder or whatever we use. And I found that a lot of the dealers were very respectful for that. If they were overpriced, you could say, hey, well, I'm not going to pay you over, and here's my comp. And it seemed like people were very good to work with in that regard.
Well, Chad and Drew, do you guys feel like, I've heard from Matthew Graney, who runs myslabs.com, that a lot of people overprice purposely because the market has been so volatile. And you don't want to get caught with your pants down, right? Like, you don't want to get caught with a card that's 30% below comps, because somebody's just going to completely wreck you, right? So how do you feel like the volatility of our current hobby market, like how did that play into the national?
That's a really good question, and I think it played a lot into it, and I think it played a lot into those high prices that you were talking about, because, like I said, there's a lot of people out there. There were guys walking up paying sticker on stuff that was overpriced because that's their guy. They're going after him. I'll admit, I was chasing Eloy Jimenez hard. The very first day, I was chasing Eloy hard, and I knew he would be cheap. I knew it was Chicago, so I knew there'd be a lot there, and I was able to scoop up a ton of him, and I didn't mind paying the sticker price. And there were a lot of people that would come up and just grab sticker. A lot of Otanis that I found, if they were near comps or remotely near it, I don't mind. I'm not going to haggle. I'm just going to take it. But I definitely think that contributed a lot to where people were pricing stuff, because there are a lot of, people chasing certain things. And also, like you said, that these cards are, $300 one day, and 5 days later, they're $1,000,
Right. Was this year's national better or worse than nationals prior?
This was my favorite national, not necessarily because of the sheer size of it and everything, but just, I guess, I've made a lot more friends in the hobby. There's been a lot more people that I've met and I've connected with over the past couple of years that I hadn't seen. And a lot of the people that I got used to seeing at these big shows, I hadn't seen in a while. So in that regard, and probably it being fresh off of it, that probably has something to do with it too. I would probably say it was my favorite national outside it'd be close tie with my first, because my first was with my co-host Stu. So that one will always hold a very special place in my heart. But this was in terms of how everybody handled everything and how everything was just set up and how you could just do everything. I thought it was by far. I thought the companies did the best they'd ever done. I thought the dealers did the best setups they'd ever done. I thought the breakers had the best setup they'd ever done. And I thought the main stage was the best. I mean, I really do think they tried hard and put a lot of thought into handling this. And, it went off, for the most part without a hitch. I mean, there were some issues, but that's always going to happen.
Sure.
If you had an immediate retrospect to change one thing, I guess to put on a list of not to do next year or to do differently, what would it be?
Stop overbooking myself.
Yeah.
I have so much stuff running through my head that I want to do in this hobby when it comes to content, whether it comes to whatever it is. And you get to the National, and especially if it's going to continue how it is now, there's about 4 different booths with the megaphone. Tops has gotten about 80 decibels louder every single year. I don't know how Tom's voice keeps getting better, but it keeps getting louder and louder and louder. And just everything like that. But, it is what it is. And, overbooking is probably the one thing I would say, to take it down and simplify things a little bit more in terms of a content perspective, because I'm going to these always to try and get as much footage as I can, whether it be for, any of the shows, any one-offs, whatever it is. I'm there to document it, and I'm there to talk, and I'm there to get a lot of stories. I mean, some of the stories that I got this week were just incredible and just phenomenal stuff, and it's stuff you won't get anywhere else. And so I like to try and get as much as I can, but I always seem to book a little too much. And then as Chad will attest, once you get there, you kind of get this tunnel vision mixed with mass hysteria.
Yes.
And the mix of the two just makes everything go out the window. Plans, forget about it. Right. Schedules, forget about it. Times, no. It just... So overbooking would probably be my biggest problem.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you saw there?
Oh, craziest thing I saw at the National. Let's see. I'm a big Office fan, so I saw the biggest collection of Dwight Schrute autographed memorabilia I think I'd ever seen, and that was very, very cool to me.
I missed that booth. Probably better for my finances.
Yeah, it was literally like a quarter of a booth, and I was like, "This is amazing! I love it! It's all Rainn Wilson from The Office." It was like desk placards, all that, just all this random stuff, all inscribed with funny stuff on it. I mean, the dude had the coolest collection. I'm a diehard Office fan. Office and Psych, that's what I watch. And so, that was a cool booth for me. But, I mean, there were so many. I mean, you'd walk up to a booth and literally, when Chad said earlier, there were so many of these booths with millions of dollars worth of cards. I mean, I'm a huge Modern fan. I would walk up to a booth and see rainbows of, Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, and Justin Herbert stuff with $50K price tags on them easily. Then walk right to the next booth and see Ruth and Robinson and Lou Alcindor, Kareem's, Larry Bird's in the next one. I mean, it was incredible. But I thought one of the best booths, honestly, was the Wax Pack booth that Jared had. Jared had a massive selection of everything, and had some of the biggest Vlad cards and some of the biggest Trout cards, one of the biggest wax selections around. I thought that one was great. But that just, and then some of the, as always, going through any of, whether it be SGC, any of the grading company stuff, just some of the cards that they have, Golden Auctions, Pristine, all of those areas, you walk through there and it's a literal museum. I mean, you're looking at cards from the 1800s that grade better than some of the Lewis Roberts that I just sent to PSA. So, I mean, that stuff to me is just amazing when I see a card from the 1800s graded like an 8. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow,
It's fantastic.
Those things probably the most wild.
Wonder how they kept them so pristine for all those years.
I know.
You wonder, right? Like next to their cigars or something, right? Like in the humidor.
Yeah, seriously.
What was it like watching a sale of just a monster card, like $1 million card, like the Trout go down? I mean,
Oh, it was crazy. It was mind blowing. I watched.
Will you tell us about it? Will you just give us our audience a little bit of a reset of what happened?
yeah.
What was the final number? I don't know what the final number was
like
actually.
4.4 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 4.4 is what they settled on. I mean, you could see a crowd had gathered around by the time like the deal was going down to the point where, and that's when you had a lot of camera crews starting to funnel in to try and get coverage of everything going on. But I actually didn't watch that deal because I wasn't close enough to actually watch that deal go down in person. But I'm assuming I saw people. I know someone personally that was carrying around $10 million in cash in a backpack all weekend. So if that puts into perspective the type of stuff that was going on, I know someone that had it in just a book bag on his back all weekend.
I was carrying around some Drew Lock.
And the money, most of it was probably gone by the end of the week. But
That's insane too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, that deal. A lot of stuff coming together. Like I say, this is where you're going to find those. Like, I mean, that Justin Herbert that was pulled, the National Treasures, the Shield that was pulled. A buyer was found for that within 24 hours, and a sale was completed within 2 days. I mean, you're at the place where if you've got something that someone wants, if that's why their motto has always been, if you want it, you can find it. And, I think that just came down to the right person at the right time and really putting a lot of faith into that Trout. And I think it's a brilliant, I thought it was a great move. I thought it was a great price, and in comparison to what the Herbert got, I thought the guy that got the Herbert got a steal at 550.
Yeah, it seems like it should have gone for more for sure.
Those things bring about this energy and excitement that almost stimulate. I don't necessarily go out of I have a hard time spending a lot of money on big price cards. Mm-hmm. And seeing that brings about this energy that almost gets you in the mood like, hey, it's okay to do this. And it gets you excited. And I don't know that I can put words on it, but it's a different feeling.
Well, it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite deal until 2 days later. But my favorite deal is I watched probably about, I believe it was well over $100,000 for Jacob Eason cards. The guy was buying like $100,000 worth of Jacob Eason cards at the National, and then 2 days later, Carson Wentz got hurt. And so at the time, I was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What?" No,
right.
No, and I'm watching him count out the money and bills, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, because it's just it gets to a point where it's a stack, and they're counting all this stuff out and double counting, triple checking it, and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money for Jacob Eason, but it's like I got faith. 2 days later, Carson Wentz is injured, and I'm like, well, damn,
he had a DeLorean. That's the only way to.
Yeah,
that's truly amazing. Well, Drew, it's been awesome chatting with you and getting your perspective on things. I mean, it's just, you're one of the original podcasters, and it's just awesome getting a chance to talk with you.
Yeah.
It's just an honor too.
Well, thanks, guys.
So give the audience the best ways to find your podcast and get in touch with you.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I appreciate it, and I love your guys' show, and keep doing what you're doing. It's wonderful. I listen to every single episode. But you guys can find, let me get that Podagraph on any of the major podcast networks. We're with iHeartMedia, so we're on Spotify, Pandora, all that type of stuff. Wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find it. On Facebook and socials, it's LGTP Podcast, or on Instagram, it's LGT Podagraph. And we also have Let Her Rip, which is our spinoff show, which is every Wednesday live at 9:30. And that's where we dive in, open up some cards. It used to be a segment on the show. Now it's its own show. So we've also got that. And then every Saturday, we got Hobby Hotline at 11 a.m. You can find all those on the YouTube channel, which pretty much search Let Me Get That Podagraph, and you'll find it anywhere.
Awesome. All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to get into some gem or junk and a little bit more. We'll be right back after this.
Here he comes, the birthday boy.
Happy birthday,
Ricky.
How many are there?
36. Counted them myself.
36, but last year I had 37.
Yes, well, some of them are quite a bit bigger than last year.
I don't care how big they are.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. You can always find us on Instagram at Pack to the Future Podcast. Guys, we're going to introduce a new segment this week, Gem or Junk, okay? Now, the way this works is I'm going to give you guys a news story in the hobby, and you guys are going to tell me, is this a gem or a junk story?
Okay, I like it.
Shouldn't it be gem and good, right? Because that's as low as PSA goes.
It didn't quite roll off the tongue.
I know, it doesn't sound as good. All right, gem or junk? Let's do it.
All right, let's get a little background music.
All right.
All right. First story. Did someone say Topps finest? Basketball? Mm-hmm. July 21st, NBA veteran Kenny Anderson tweeted a photo with him signing a stack of what appears to be Topps finest cards. This was followed up on August 1st when three-time All-Star Detlef Schrempf posted stacks of his autographed Topps finest cards. Topps, when reached for comment, had no comment on the cards. Now, remember, this is not the first time we've been teased like this. Tyler Hero posted a stack of signed Topps Chrome basketball cards in 2019, which never made it to market. And our friend, and he was featured on Beckett.com, our friend Kyle from Wax Museum Podcast looked into what happened to those Tyler Hero cards, and you can find out with him on episode 78, Card Show Adventures and Finding 2019-20 Topps Chrome Basketball. What do you guys think? Gem? Junk? Thoughts?
Chad, you were the first one that kind of knew about this or sent us the picture, so what did you think when you first saw it?
Gem.
Gem?
Well, first thing I thought is the B stands for Beckett. And then I thought, this is a gem. Now, I'm cautiously optimistic, and here's why.
Okay.
Topps Finest has put out, or had cards produced before, that didn't hit our card shops.
Yes.
Now, here's why I'm cautiously optimistic. 2017, Panini signed an exclusive multi-year deal. That was their second renewal with the NBA.
Okay.
The previous one being in 2012, so that was a 5-year span.
Right.
If they signed again in 2017 for perhaps a 5-year deal, this is speculation, it would end the exclusive rights in 2022. These cards were labeled on the box next to Kenny Anderson 2023 Topps Finest. Now, even though the card was not an action photo and did not have a team jersey, maybe they're prepping or aiming to get rights at NBA cards. Pure speculation. I don't think it will happen, but I'm cautiously very optimistic about this. So I'm going to say it's a gem.
All right.
No, I mean, this is junk. You guys know this. Panini is up for renewal as far as their NBA license goes, but I don't see it happening. Topps just doesn't have their stuff together enough to be able to take on basketball, too. Like, I don't buy it for a moment.
So, Chad, when we first saw these photos, you responded in our group chat, I'll buy 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
Will you still buy them if they are not NBA licensed?
Put me in a pickle.
Yes, I did.
I will buy less of them. I would be excited that there would be some competition for an NBA product that is not what Goodwin Champions at Upper Deck produces. And that's not even a basketball product. That's a multi-sport, unbranded.
Yep.
I would be excited for the hope that I could buy a reasonably priced box of basketball cards.
That would be nice.
What if it's part of something like Goodwin Champions, something larger than basketball, or even another sports set like Allen and Ginter?
I'm more leaning meh on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd be more Timish on this.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's not licensed, I'm out. I'm a hard.
Yeah,
This is
it'd be
garbage.
tough.
I mean, Kenny Anderson autos, they're not going to be worth much licensed.
The look of the cards reminded me in the 90s. I tried to find these and I couldn't find out what they were.
Right.
They were like, it's going to come off bad.
Uh-huh.
They were like local singles of like teenagers. I know this because my cousin married one and he was on a card. It's like, oh, the hot guy of the area. I know this sounds awful.
This is going
I know
way
this
off.
sounds awful. But the
Tim,
photo,
isolate
do you guys
all
know
this.
what I'm talking about?
Ricky, I need the crickets.
It's an
on this.
isolated shot of someone wearing a T-shirt. Oh, you guys aren't helping. I shouldn't have brought this up. Next question.
Stay tuned in next week's episode.
I will find this and redeem myself as I keep digging.
My question is, this has to be a strategic marketing ploy, right? By Topps.
Is it one of those things where like they're just going to put the heat on Panini? Like they're purposely putting that out there so that the NBA can upcharge Panini?
Well, I'm just wondering, why don't cards do this type of marketing more often and just have their players constantly releasing photos of them signing at Starbucks?
That was a big stack of cards for those players to be signing if this is not a meaningful product for them
Right.
to put out.
Yeah.
They would have had to have paid those guys something for all of those cards.
Yeah. All right.
You know, the hot single stack. I will find one of these.
That sounds like a name for a hobby pack coming up.
Oh, gosh. And it's worse than my wife sitting right here listening to this, too.
Yeah, she's not listening. It's
Love
fine.
you, honey.
All right, Skybox Metal Universe is back. Well, kind of. 2021 Skybox Metal Universe Champions is a 150-card set covering a variety of sports and eras with signed athletes to include Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Wayne Gretzky, and LeBron James. Upper Deck asked Gene and Earl McLeod of Arena Design to assist with the updated look. Now, I went to Arena Design's website, and they were responsible for the 97-98 Metal Universe basketball design in general. So they're the OGs. They also designed the wildly popular insert sets, the Dunkin' Go Nuts and Jambalayas.
The Jambalayas. Jambalayas.
We might need to get them on the show. If only we had a producer. Jambalaya, the Jambalaya card. Speaking of the Jambalaya cards, they are returning to 21 champions, but will be extremely difficult to find. Each hobby box comes with one auto, precious metal gem, rare insert, or low numbered parallel. One of all of those.
Wow.
You also get a cut above or reach for the stars insert, 6 inserts from the Arc Weld, Blast Furnace, or Intimidation Nation, 3 retro 97-98 Skybox metal cards, and 3 Skybox premium cards. What do we think? Jimmy?
Sounds nice on paper. But did you see the picture of the Jordans that they're trying to highlight?
Tim is very disturbed by the Jordans.
Not just disturbed, it made me angry. I was like, what the F is on his jersey?
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks horrible. I mean, unlicensed stuff to begin with, when they blur out or Photoshop out and just eliminate the Bulls logos, it looks horrible. It's just completely unnatural. Leaf does it too, and it just, no. But then they took it one step further and they put something that isn't even a basketball logo, isn't a team name, and it just doesn't belong on a Jordan card. I'm sorry. Like, I love Jordan cards, but I would not buy one of those.
While the unlicensed product is difficult, I completely disagree with you. And I have illustrated this on a picture that I drew at 4 a.m. the other day.
Oh, no.
You have this many inserts that are very iconic.
No, the insert list is fantastic. I can't argue with that.
You have a superb player list. You have the OG artist
Yeah.
in a box that I assume will not be crazy expensive because it's not Panini.
Right.
Ooh,
So
I
to show
wonder.
you guys, and these PMGs, some of these are autographed.
No, you're going to get like one LeBron in the whole product. Like a card will be autographed. He's not going to dole out those like Reggie Miller signed 3,000 for whatever product.
That card will be worth more than $1 million.
Right, but who's going to pull it?
We are, because I am proposing we buy a case of this.
Yes!
Yes, Tim.
Yes!
Use Junkies for something. For just something. Get us a case of this. Honestly, think how much fun it would be to rip this.
No, I'm on board with that. That would be really, really fun. Because we completely missed out on that era of basketball cards.
We did. And to illustrate how excited I was, where I was going earlier, I drew a stick figure
What the F
of
is
Chaz wearing his backwards hat over a fire of how flaming hot this product will be. Chaz leans so far into the fire
saying?
that he states, "I'm on fire, bro." I'm all in on this. We have to get a case of this. We have to rip it. We're going to pull the Jordan PMG Auto.
First, that would be
And we're going to
amazing.
put it around a necklace for next year's National.
Absolutely, naturally.
First listener to message us gets that sent to him. 101 drawing by
The drawing,
Chad.
yeah.
Signed. He'll even auto it.
If you ever wonder why your doctor's late to your appointment,
I got to get my doodle right, man.
What I always thought was interesting, no one commented on the 3 retro 97-98 Skybox metal cards. Does that mean 3 cards from the old set that they're reselling? So you're going to get 3...
like a repack or a
Yeah,
buyback.
like a buyback is almost what I was picturing.
I don't know the answer to that. I didn't catch that.
Right, and I thought that could be potentially very interesting. I also don't understand completely what the 3 Skybox premium cards are all about. Premium cards.
Like premium stock.
Maybe that's like a glossy stock for them. I don't know. Let me ask you this. Are the Jambalaya cards in this set worth it chasing?
People will chase them for the name.
Let me put this another way. Are bad Jambalaya cards still good?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. People will join. They love the inserts.
Yeah.
This is the way.
Yeah. People will go broke trying to find these.
So will we.
I'm contemplating.
So will we. We bought a case of Allen and Ginter, for God's sake.
We're such idiots.
Yeah.
That was a really fun night, though.
That was a ton of fun.
Yeah,
and
it was.
yes, we're buying a case of this. We are pulling the autograph. This is a gem. We are buying it. I'm all in.
I'll do it if we buy a case to rip and we buy a case to sit on.
Okay. Get us
Yeah.
some prices.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Get on it, Timmy. All right. Next, Panini will begin producing NCAA sports cards of current student athletes. The Texas-based card company has recently partnered with one team to form an exclusive partnership, which will include both physical and digital trading cards. Panini's also added CLC, which will allow which is that, what do you always hear when you're listening to college football games on the radio? Not Westwood 1, but the other one. Oh,
Westwood one's the one that comes to mind.
yeah, but it's one of those they've effectively partnered with, and that'll allow the production of cards of both active student athletes. Excuse me.
One team college athlete group.
Thank you. These partnership deals will also allow Panini to create collegiate cards reaching across multiple sports in a single set. Gem, junk, Chad.
Meh. It's junk. The NIL, I had to look it up. It's name, image, likeness. Tim
Yeah.
tried to convince us that it is not intentionally licked, which is what he does on the bottom of a fatal 4-way. But that's not actually the case. These college cards are already somewhat out there. Now, I know there's a difference. The college cards that we have now are of past players, and I don't care for them, and I don't think a lot of people do. I think this is a great opportunity for current college athletes to be recognized and potentially make money. I don't think there will be a big market for them. For me, I don't care. I think it's very unique. I think it's an excellent opportunity, but I will not be buying it. They are junk.
Yeah, I agree with Chad on this one. I can't get into it as fun, right? I'm happy for the athletes,
Yeah.
but as a collector, hard no.
Well, okay, hold on. Let's put a hypothetical out here. Tim, what if they made cards of you and I, like in med school? I would have I could imagine a scenario. Like, think of your worst moment during medical school or residency.
Which one?
Like, for mine, I had amniotic fluid sprayed all over my face and down my mouth because I wasn't wearing a shield when delivering a baby. Could you imagine a snapshot of that and put that on a card? And have the story of that on back?
Yes.
I had to sit in the ER to get checked afterwards for like 4 hours, just drenched in fluid in my scrubs. During a 30-hour shift, I have never been more dejected in my life. You put that on a card, and I think people would like that. We didn't prepare for that one. So
No.
Oh, that is incredible. All right. Cards are setting sales records again, guys. As we heard earlier in the show, a Mike Trout 101 rookie card graded a 9 by BGS sold at the National, for $1 million. The Topps Update Platinum card was purchased by an investment fund started by DJ Ski. And he had the backing of venture capitalist brothers Carter and Courtney Room. It's just like an episode at Entourage.
yeah, it really is.
How would it be? Additionally, Patrick Mahomes 101 rookie card sold for $4.3 million, crushing the previous record set by Tom Brady. The National Treasure's RPA includes the NFL Shield as part of the patch and was graded an 8.5 by BGS. The previous record was a 2001 Tom Brady Playoff Contenders Championship ticket, which sold for $3.1 million earlier this year. Which one would you rather have in 30 years?
Ooh, Ricky.
Curveball.
Good question. Timmy's in deep thought. Either that or he's having a seizure.
Well, one, I'm bothered by the fact that we talked about the wrong card selling for $4.4 million, and in typical Tim fashion, I got my math wrong by $100,000.
We would not have it any other way.
But now that I've recovered from that blunder, I think this last year, Mahomes had me concerned. He's not Superman, right? He's not indestructible. I don't think he's going to stand the test of time, personally.
He was one game away from drastically changing your mind.
No.
He was one goat away.
No.
So if you said that he won back-to-back Super Bowls, that your opinion would stay the same if he didn't lose this past Super Bowl?
It would be different because 2 Super Bowls is pretty darn hard. I mean, you just ask Peyton Manning, right? Like, one is hard. 2 is respectable.
That mic you have looks pretty hard.
Chad, you haven't stopped staring at me for the whole podcast. I'm not sure.
We're concerned.
I want to make sure that mic doesn't go any closer to the back of your throat.
I just can't win with these guys, man.
No, your point's a good one. But you still didn't answer Ricky's question. So you're on board with the Trout?
Trout, yeah.
You guys know where I'm going with this. Baseball sucks. Let's go football, baby. Even if it's Patty Mahomes. Yeah, baseball doesn't do it for me, but let's think. Let's take off
It's not going to be game used. It's National Treasure junk.
Yeah, let's take off the bias hat. What would I really rather have? Baseball cards have withstood the test of time.
Kind of.
They're the original.
They are.
Yeah, probably give me that Trout. I don't think he's going to win titles. Ricky, you've brought up that point. You said that he's the greatest player maybe since Ruth or our generation, but I don't know that he's going to win that World Series.
No, it doesn't look that way. I don't know how they can put so much talent on a single team and just have it suck year after year.
It's truly impressive. That is the thing that's going to hold Trout back, right? Like, we all recognize how great a baseball player he is. He passes the eye test. He passes the metrics. But, right, I liken him to Barry Sanders, Ricky. Fantastic stats. Bad teams.
Oh, Trout hasn't quit yet.
He might.
Sorry, Ricky, I had to.
No, you do. You do. Someone does.
Gosh, this is a tough question. I think right now football cards, for the largest cards, are not appreciated as much as baseball cards, even though
I agree.
You're giving us this example right here where it is, right?
Yeah, and Brady's the obvious exception to all of that, right? Like, his stuff is getting pretty well respected and is skyrocketing.
Boy, this is a tough question.
I know. Well, hey, reach out to us and let us know what you guys think. Which one would you rather have and why?
And if Trout had sold for $4.4 million, which one would you rather have?
The Trout. See, That's a mind game.
It is.
I won't add editing for you, but wow, that's a twist.
It's a good question.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, when we come back, we are going to get into some new football product, and we've got an update for the Fantasy Football League. Timmy, I'd be worried. We'll be right back after this.
You might not ever get rich. Let me tell you, it's better than digging a ditch. There ain't no telling who you might meet. Heidi, Tanner, Tim, Chad, or Ricky at the card shop. Going to the card shop, yeah. Come on and sing it with me, card shop. Sing it with feeling, y'all. Card shop, yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome back. If your Instagram handle is at The Itch for Cards or at Wax Museum Podcast, you are welcome, and you just made a new best enemy in Tim. Stay tuned for the end of this segment for some details there. Tim, do you know what I'm talking about?
Now I do.
That proves some collusion, Ricky. You guys won't want to miss this.
No, we'll let him stew on that for just a moment. Before we get into the fantasy football update, though, we've got some new releases in football coming. That some have come just a day ago when we were recording this. Some coming up over the weekend. First is 2021 Panini Gold Standard Football. Now, this product is costs roughly $500 per hobby box. They have some cool insert sets. The gold scripts they look like they're on eye black.
Yeah,
like eye black stickers, and then they sign them in gold. I thought that was super cool, but only if that was part of the card. I did not want it to be a black sticker. The gold jackets, which are autographs of the Hall of Famers, I thought were also super cool because they had like Brett Favre was the image that Cardboard Connection had up, and they are cool looking, but they are sticker autos, which I thought kind of just takes away from it for me.
Yeah.
Just a couple other hitters. The Gold Shield Signatures was an insert set, and to me it looked like the NFL logo was from like a football. It didn't even look like it was from a jersey. It was dark brown and almost seemed leathery, but it looks really bizarre. The only thing I can compare it to is a football. So
Toys R Us used, probably.
Exactly. But a hobby box breakdown comes down to 5 autos or relics and 2 base and or parallels. What do you guys think of the product? Any thoughts?
It's a fun football product. The way it's packaged looks like a gold bar. Like, they had fun with it.
I love that packaging. That was my first thing.
It's so unique. It's awesome. Like, I want to see card manufacturers, just in general, have more fun. And this is a fun football product. My gripe against it is that it doesn't hold value. I think primarily because it's sticker autos.
Right.
And I had a debate with one of my friends who I had lunch with this week about the definition of a patch versus relic. And by definition, a patch has to be something that's sewn onto a jersey or a uniform. And I would say every single patch in this product is not a patch, but a relic. And not only is it just a relic, it has no other color to it.
What just happened?
I just think we got timmed.
But those are my gripes.
Where did you have a conversation about patch versus relic while having lunch?
And where were you at lunch and with
And who?
It was
You don't have any other friends.
well, I screwed up again, and it wasn't lunch, but it was dinner, and it was with a friend that I've met on Facebook through one of the hobby groups.
Oh, so you had a virtual dinner.
No. This was in person. We sat across a table at a restaurant that's probably meant for dates, and
Did
we
you
had
hold
a great
hands?
conversation. No, we didn't touch, but we shared drinks. We shared a nice meal, and we had great conversations about sports.
So did this friend fly in just for dinner?
He's taking a cool road trip west of the Mississippi to see a couple places. And guess what? I'm actually nice enough that sometimes people want to meet up with me.
Did he stay at your house?
No.
Did you stay at his hotel?
No.
Did he gift you that microphone? Gold standard. I agree with everything Tim said. I'm surprised it doesn't hold more value because it looks really good.
Yeah.
I love some of the gold autos on the black background. I think they look great.
I have to also mention they had the diamond signatures with a little diamond they'll put in the card, and it also had an auto. I could get behind it if it has an auto and the player, and it's just a tiny little diamond.
Just like flawless.
Yeah.
Oh, enough with the diamonds, Panini, for heaven's sake. It's not okay.
At this point, after seeing the select basketball RPAs using the Christmas sweaters, you can give me manufactured diamonds. See, that's how they trick you. They just get lower and lower to the point where you start accepting manufactured stuff.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But what next? I mean, there's going to be diamonds on base cards. I mean, come on.
Nini's really seeing what they can get away with. All right, next up is 2021 Panini Elements Football. The price tag on this hobby box is $300. Some of the insert sets include the Rookie Steel Signatures, Heavy Metal, and Metal Moments, which are metal cards, as you can imagine. Rookie Neon Sign autos, Proton Patch autos. Hobby box breakdown comes down to 2 autographs, one of them on card, 1 relic, and 2 base cards. And if you guys don't mind if I start with my first point.
Go for it.
I hate that Panini is now teasing us by saying, oh, you actually get 1 on-card auto. No, you owe us on-card autos. Unless it's Babe Ruth and they're 6 feet under, give me my on-card auto.
This is just the point that we made, right? Like, they stoop so low to where you start to accept just garbage.
Yep.
It's bad.
Pass. Hard pass for this product. I don't like metal cards. I've never enjoyed them. I don't know why. Printing plates I don't like.
You know why they put these in there, Chet? I had a conspiracy theory.
They have we're talking proton packs, I heard earlier in this. So I'm listening.
Chad, we work in the medical field, right?
I tend to believe so.
Down the hall from... There's an x-ray machine.
Probably
just beep all that, and then they'll just have us laughing.
Exactly.
That's our secret.
No. But to my point was, aren't you ever curious what's in these boxes and if you could tell with an x-ray machine?
Didn't you try this one time?
No, I couldn't because they don't let me order an x-ray unless there's an actual patient order number to tie it to.
Just put a patient tag around the box.
No. But that's
Mr. Panini.
Yeah, like the little name tag. Yeah.
Tim Panini, who's this guy?
It's like on The Office when Michael's trying to stick his foot into Dwight's head CT. You're like sliding a box of elements or whatever it is into someone's x-ray.
Oh my goodness. But that's why it doesn't work, because there's printing plates and metal cards, national treasures, and a lot of products. They put one of those in there, so maybe you can't x-ray the box.
I do have to say, pull up on Cardboard Connection if you have the link from our outline. They have an insert here. Which one was it? The Rookie Neon Sign. The Rookie Neon Sign is super cool. It's a patch in the card, and then the patch is covered in plastic, like a shadow box.
Yeah.
And then they sign over it in gold. And then the outline is like a purple teal kind of splash, color splash.
To make it look like a neon sign.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Is that it there?
Yeah. Isn't that awesome?
Wow, that does look cool.
Yeah, and if you scroll down, some of them are like patches out of 99, so you can really, there's a good chance of getting some of those cards. Yeah, that's the Proton. They're pretty cool looking cards, some of them.
Wow, it's like they took Phoenix.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still make Phoenix, but it's like the color of Phoenix, but inserted
onto metal.
patches onto metal. Yeah, so that's okay. I give him an A for effort.
All right, and our final new product, 2021 Panini Certified Football. This carries a price tag of $350. I'll give you some of my initial thoughts about this product. First of all, I want to say I just hate the certified logo. It just looks bad.
It does.
I don't know how they fix it, but it's awful. They have the certified air insert, which was, I thought, a really cool insert design. It's designed kind of like a stamp, but that's just the paint is in a stamp, so it just around the player, and it looks really, really neat. They have scoring machines and an insert set. I wrote meh.
That's my line.
There was too much gray as the background. Gray was the background color.
That's no good. That should never be it.
Yeah, and it had like a bunch of bright colors and then gray behind it.
No.
Meh. Now, the one that I wanted to talk about was the piece of the game or piece of the game signatures. These bring a piece of the football relics in the cards along with an autograph potentially. And this is similar to the absolute basketball cards that we are used to in years previous. Right. Mm-hmm. With a little bit of the basketball pieces. But they also, as part of pieces of the game, have gloves and jerseys as relics included. All I have to say is these better be game used.
They won't be. Not a chance.
It's literally called piece of the game.
Yeah, any piece that is part of the game. But
I can't wait for Panini to screw that up.
They will.
I've never enjoyed certified. I really felt like there was a lot of potential there, but every year they have patch autos that are sticker autos, and the stickers always just look like hell.
Yeah.
And the patches are always out of like $4.99 or $1.99 of someone you've never even heard of.
Yeah, I wrote that about the mirror signatures and Canton certified signatures. I said they look good, but they look cheap with the sticker autos.
Yeah. They are cheap. One of the first products that I ripped a full case of was certified football. And I tucked away.
Of course. Only Tim.
No. Before I knew better, right? But I opened the whole case. I protected each one of these patch autos, the RPAs, in mags, because that was the thing to do with valuable cards, right? I didn't know any better. And then so I was just going through one of my boxes and cases the other day. Mm-hmm. Had this whole cardboard shoebox of, magged up Moritz Bollinger.
I swear he was the only one who signed that year. Everyone here listening knows you have one of those autographed cards right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and it was cards like that, and like what was I doing?
Yeah, and those cards, $1.99 was the most common. I said $4.99, but it's $1.99.
Okay,
but they're all out of Morris, whatever his name is, tight end for the Vikings.
All right, Timmy.
Oh, great!
It's time to announce our Fantasy Football League entrance.
Yeah.
For the 2021 season.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah. No, it is. Honestly, it is. Like, we've been kind of teasing Tim, thinking he was in trouble, but yeah, he
is in trouble.
No, we were messing with him. We put together a couple of episodes ago, we asked for a request to join the league.
Yeah.
And so we had some listeners chime in. We wanted them to message us through Instagram and express their interest. And they did. Tim, you compiled the list.
Yep.
After I told you I would do it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's selective memory, as we all know Tim has. So let me refresh your memory. I said, hey, I'm going to go through the list today and I'll compile it. I said, hey, I'll take care of that. So Tim immediately just goes in and does it for whatever reason.
Trying to be helpful.
Why were you doing it, Tim?
I was just trying to be helpful. I don't necessarily remember that Chad said he was going to do it.
So Tim compiles a list.
Hey, can I just stop you right now?
Yeah.
While you were upstairs getting ready before the show, Tim turned to me and he's like, I bet yet again he just misunderstands me.
I put the odds at 60%. It's more likely than not.
Except this time, you prick. I actually have proof.
Sure you
so
do.
Your little shame game doesn't work. No more than 2 minutes ago, Tim admitted to putting together the list. And immediately I thought to myself, I need to double check it.
Hold on. We could, before we get into this, Should we announce the winners based on what Tim told us, and then announce the real list and have two people's hearts crushed? I think that'd be the only way to make Tim really feel
I think that would be a good idea. Let me see whose hearts will be crushed. And I don't think I have that immediately available.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, that's
all right.
That's really too bad.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But I can tell you one thing.
What can you tell me?
We have entrants. We have our top 9 entrants.
Okay.
Which is good.
I shall read their names now.
Please.
They have all been notified. At EMCPC, at picturecards.shop, at RyanBow02, at YTMN_cards, at Wax Museum Podcast, at Selly6411, at ThrillChan, at Itch for Cards, and at DRTH Collector.
All right. Yeah.
Welcome, our top 9. Immediately messaged.
Yeah.
And literally came down to minutes apart, separating those who did not make the cut.
Okay.
Now, I do think it is important for us to give our first 5 alternates in case one of our members welches for whatever reason or has to bow out at the last minute.
There you go.
That would be Buckingham U, Cards. Kamar Chinson, Collectible Dan, or Luke J. Browning. You guys are the first 5 alternates.
Who did you say the first one was? I'm sorry.
Joshua, Buckingham U.
Name ring a bell, Tim?
Yeah, I've seen the Instagram handle and our messages and occasional likes and comments.
Mm-hmm. Great guy, I'm sure.
Yeah, seems like a nice guy.
I feel like I know his Instagram better than I know my wife's because Tim is constantly talking to him like a yenta on Instagram.
How about C. Marchinson? What did they pay you, Tim?
What do they have on you, Timmy?
Is that one of the names that wasn't supposed to be?
Oh! He knows!
I believe that's what Tim calls a misunderstanding.
Because he knows better than you, ladies and gentlemen.
You should have seen my whiteboard upstairs. I've written down the Instagram handles, the time, down to the minute they messaged us that Saturday morning.
I thought I did too.
You forgot to carry the 1.
Oh, man.
So who would have been screwed?
Wax Museum Podcast.
Oh. One of our best friends. Chad just spent a weekend with him.
Oh, yeah.
Or a week.
And the Itch for Cards, who's damn near lost a marriage because of this podcast.
One of my best buds.
It's not my fault.
You can't even say it with a straight face. So, Tim, did you do this intentionally or not?
No.
Tim.
No,
Tim?
Tell the truth.
So I'm just playing this through in my brain, and my brain obviously plays favorites because, that's the reality of life.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, chew on that, Chad.
I gotta say, he is a master deflector.
There's not enough claw in the bottom of this can for me to think about that.
No, I mean, so in all honesty, I actually did go through the list, and I was just going through the order of the PMs that came in.
We appreciate everyone who reached out, and it literally came down to the minute that people messaged.
It really did.
It was crazy, which is awesome because when we talked about this, guys, we weren't certain we'd fill the full league. We weren't certain what the interest would be.
Let's be honest, we've thrown out contests before, and
remember when we started last year, we were trying to give away money to card shops. Do you remember that, Ricky? I was like, hey, I'll give away $100 or whatever it was. Zilch. Nothing.
It was truly amazing.
Literally giving away cash money.
Yeah.
And nobody.
We had to go back in there and ask our local card shop owner for the cards back.
Yeah, we donated packs of Prism, Zion's Rookie Year Prism, and no one went to get them.
Nobody wanted them. Yeah.
No one cared. We even said they could call into the shop.
Yeah, didn't even have to show up.
Dial this number into your phone and just say prison packs. That's literally all you have to do.
Oh, we've come a long ways. I do have to say I love that if people do not want to, if the last place does not want to have to pay out, they can present to the executive committee. I liked Chad, Ricky, and Tim. So
we're going to do a little Zoom meeting for this.
Yes.
For the draft. We're going to figure out Yahoo or ESPN.
ESPN.
I've played them both. I actually do like Yahoo a lot.
Of course he does, because it's fractions.
Oh, I like this. It comes down to me.
Of course he does, because it's fractions. Yeah, it does go. God.
Yeah.
You, the man Nick, suggested Yahoo.
But, I mean.
I'm familiar with ESPN. Happy birthday, bud. It's ESPN.
Yes!
No, I actually agree with that, because even though Yahoo's cleaner and nicer.
You get all the sounds. Dun-na-na,
Yeah.
dun-na-na. Dun, 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 dun.
We are going to need a little Raz or something for the draft order, Tim.
Okay, I can do
It
that.
would be my opinion to leave that to you.
Right,
I think you know what you're doing there.
Can I just write down that you actually said I could do it so I don't screw that up too?
Oh, no, I'm planning on you screwing it up. It's all about entertainment.
I propose this, though. If Tim does the Raz goes, we don't set a certain number like 7 or 5. It goes until Tim is in last place, and then we stop.
No, that's only gonna take one round.
It's going to end with you in first place, so we can just rag on you the whole year for setting it up.
So we'll be in touch on setting those that Zoom meeting up and getting our draft going, and we're looking forward to it. I think we got to give periodic updates throughout the season, right?
Yeah, we will. We'll have to do it.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
We should get together for the draft, the three of us.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. And we'll get a big Zoom going for everyone else to join us. So that'll be a lot of fun. All right, guys. Well, it's been another fun episode for Chad and Tim. I'm Ricky, the birthday boy, wishing all of you a one-of-one night.
Happy birthday, Ricky.
You've been 15-minute warned.
What's up?
You've been given your 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Time's come, big boy. Money in the briefcase. Case is here. There is a very large dog bed set up behind you.
Yeah, and there's a dog on it that will bite me.
Tim's
if I
got it
fall
on
on it.
record. I'm going to take off the headphones. Your birthday gift's in here. I'll never forget when you and Tim ate ice cream without me.
Oh, no. No. You're making me open my own punishment?
Ricky, you don't look nearly.
I'm not.
The contract is in there.
I don't. He is just pacing.
The anticipation
What's
is
it called?
fantastic.
He's not hunting his prey. He's stalking.
Yeah, he's definitely casing you right now.
No. Okay, let's see. All right.
Happy birthday, buddy. Oh, to add to your University collection.
Yes! Yes!
The contract has not been redeemed,
Oh.
but instead, to add to your University of Utah collection is an Alex Smith jersey selection, gold, numbered to 10.
That is amazing.
Happy birthday.
Hey, thank you.
Yep.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, Ricky.
But
You
I'm
guys-
still going to slap
Oh,
at some point.
I'll be ready. No, I won't.